Hello my friends! Today I will be talking all about eggs. What is the difference between caged, cage-free, free-range and other specialty eggs, such as organic, pasture-raised, you name it. I suggest using 3 criteria for evaluation. Environment and lifestyle. Here we will be talking about amount of space they have, access to water, and of course sunlight. Why do we care? Because this will affect the nutritional value of eggs we are eating. We're also going to talk about the feed, grain versus grass. Why? Same reason. This will affect the nutritional profile of the eggs we consume. According to this research published in Renewable Agriculture and Food Systems journal by Cambridge University Press, pastured hen eggs had twice as much vitamin E and long-chain omega-3 fats, 2.5-fold more total omega-3 fatty acids, and less than half the ratio of omega-6 to omega-3 fatty acids compared to eggs from cage hens. And finally, price. I'm gonna look at Coles, Woolies, and Aldi. So hopefully by the end of this video you will have all the necessary information to make an informed choice of what eggs to buy. Let's start with caged eggs. According to the Egg Industry Report, 36% of all eggs sold in supermarkets in Australia in 2021 were caged eggs. This is also 11% less than in a previous year. These chickens live in the most controlled environment of all categories. The Model Code of Practice for the Welfare of Animals stipulates that the minimum space allowance per hen in a cage farming system is 550 square meters per bird. Quite a small amount, to be honest. Even though this could change by 2036. From that point on, cage-laying hens must have at least 750 square meters of usable space for each bird, if kept in a cage with 2 or more species. If hen is caged alone, the cage must allow for 1 square meter of usable space. A bit better, but still quite tight. As we can imagine, hen in cage system have reduced social interaction with other hens. They're also unable to roam and explore or practice natural behaviors like nesting and dust bathing. This results in several health problems. Lack of exercise resulting in a high incidence of metabolic disorder, a high incidence of foot lesion, and lower bone strength as they are unable to perch, just to name a few of them. In regards to the feed, they're 100% grain-fed. That is not really great. As for the price, there are the cheapest eggs you can get on the market. The price range is somewhere between 0.6 to 0.8 per 100 grams of eggs, or 4.2 to 5.6 per dozen. Next category is cage-free or barn-laid. About 10% of all eggs sold in Australia last year were barn-laid, or as you can see on a package, cage-free eggs. As you can guess from the name, there are no cages. All chicken are packed together in a barn. On the positive side, they're allowed to nest in boxes. They also have automatic feeding and watery system and perches. On the negative though, they don't allowed to leave the barn, ever. And they also have high occurrence of newborn disease and parasites. And for obvious reasons, it's harder for farmers to identify and treat sick chickens. As for feeds, they're still 100% grain-fed. In regards to the price, we are talking about 0.6 to 0.88 per 100 grams of eggs, which is a bit more expensive than a caged eggs. Next category is a free range. This is the most popular category today. They comprise 52% of the market. The main difference between cage-free eggs and a free range is that they're allowed to go outdoors during the day through those small holes that they're calling a pop holes. When you think about free-range eggs, the picture of a happy chicken roaming on a green pastures come to your mind, right? Unfortunately, reality is a bit different. According to the federal legislation, the maximum outdoor stocking density for free-range eggs farming is 10,000 hens per hectare of land. In comparison, in Europe, this number is only 2,500 hens per hectare. Just think about it. The good news here is that each egg farm must state its outdoor stocking density on egg cartons. Check the one you got at home. With the density, there is not enough grass, worms, or insect to feed them. Green pasture is turned into lifeless dirt that cannot sustain or feed anyone. So farmers keep feeding them with grain. On top of that, not all birds are getting outdoors. One more time, due to limited exits and overall capacity, some of them are staying in the barn all their life. It seems that overall free-range thing at a volume of 10,000 birds is a bit of a scam. Unless you're getting lower density products, you're not getting a better value. I have seen products that are available on the market that got lower density. For example, 2,500 birds, Manning Valley, 1,500 birds, Sunny Queen, Lucky Chicken, or even as low as 30 hens per hectare with honest eggs, just to name a few of them. Here comes the price difference, obviously. The lower the density, the higher the price. With a range of 0.7 to 1.46. The last category, but not least, is the specialty eggs. Despite the fact that this category takes only 2% of the market, it increased by 15% over the last year only. Here we're talking about organic eggs, pasture-raised eggs, DHA enriched, vitamin D3 enriched. Let's unpack just some of those categories. Let's start with organic. Organic eggs come from hens that are free to roam in an outdoor area during the day and are housed safely and securely in a shed at night. Very, very similar to free-range eggs. The main difference, though, between those two categories is that organic eggs are produced without the use of any chemicals. But those chickens are still fed grains, just organic. On the positive side, the density for this type is smaller than in a free-range setting, which is 1 hen per 4 square meters, rather than 1 square meter when rotation is practiced, and 1 hen per 6 square meters, where the fixed outdoor range is used. So those chickens should be able to source a bit more food for them. What I like most about this category is that vaccines and antibiotics are avoided as much as possible in organic farming. You will be able to identify those eggs on the shelf by a logo on a pack from the government-approved organic certification organizations. The cost of those eggs ranges somewhere starting from 1.63 for Cole's home brand with 1,500 hens per hectare to more than $2. Pasture-raised eggs. Pastured eggs are laid by hens that have been raised outdoor on open fields. Sometimes they're also named open-range eggs. The birds live in smaller flocks and usually in mobile sheds that are rotated around the pastured podlogs. Pastured eggs are not grass-fed, not in a truest sense to the term, because layer hens cannot survive on the grass alone. Chickens are omnivores, and that means that, like you and me, they need a varied diet that consists of a nutritionally balanced feed that includes fiber, energy, carbs, and protein, along with essential vitamins and minerals. In my opinion, these are the best eggs on the market. If you can afford the price, I would totally go for it. But how can you know that chickens have been raised this way? There is actually an organization, it names Proof, that stands for Pasture-raised on Open Fields, that checks this for you. I'm gonna leave the link for this organization in the description box below. I have also seen vegetarian, vitamin D3, omega-3 enriched eggs. I will definitely do another video to go into those categories. But for now, do not waste your money. It's all marketing scam. Try to get as close to natural Iberian chickens as you can afford. Look for lower density. Try farmers market. You will be able to get truly great produce for lower prices than in organic shops. Even better, you can organize a couple of chooks on your backyard. Thank you for listening. Hopefully next time you're in supermarket, you won't get tricked by smart marketing people and make the right choice for the health of yourself and your family. Thanks for staying here. It was Olga. See you next time. Bye.